The Pride Within. Chapter 3. The hunger inside Leo sat on the edge of his bed, staring at his hands. His knuckles were still raw from the fight with the bear, the skin broken and crusted with dried blood. He flexed his fingers, testing their strength. They ached, but the pain was distant, a dull throb that felt almost comforting. He had saved them, the hikers. He had done the right thing. So why did it feel like a mistake? The memory of the fight lingered in his mind. The crack of the bear's bones under his fists, the heat of its breath, the coppery smell of blood. He had felt alive in those moments, more alive than he had since leaving the savannah. But it wasn't just the thrill of the fight that haunted him. It was the hunger, the dark, gnawing urge that had risen in his chest as he faced the bear. For a fleeting moment, he had wanted more than to defend himself. He had wanted to kill it. He closed his eyes, his jaw tightening. That part of him, the part that wanted to hunt, to tear, to consume, it was growing stronger. He could feel it, like a shadow creeping through his mind, and he didn't know how much longer he could keep it at bay. The encounter. Elena insisted on taking him to the park the next day. She called it exposure therapy, a way to help him confront his instincts in a controlled environment in Swanet. Leo didn't argue. He rarely argued with her. It was easier to let her believe she was in control. They walked in silence, the gravel path crunching under their feet. The park was quiet, the air cool and damp after the rain. Leo liked it here. Despite himself, the trees provided a sense of cover, and the scent of earth and leaves was familiar, almost comforting. As they rounded a bend, Leo's attention shifted. A woman was standing by a small pond, her back to them. She was feeding the ducks, scattering crumbs of bread across the water. Her movements were slow and deliberate, her posture relaxed. Something about her caught his attention. It wasn't her appearance, though she was striking, with long auburn hair and a slender frame. It was the way she moved, the way she seemed so at ease in her surroundings. She didn't belong here, in the chaos of the city. She belonged somewhere wild. Elena noticed his hesitation and followed his gaze. "Do you want to talk to her?" she asked. Leo frowned. "Why?" Elena gave him a small smile. "Because you're staring, and because it might be good for you to talk to someone who isn't me." He shook his head. "No." But Elena wasn't listening. She waved to the woman, who turned and smiled. "Hi there," Elena called out. "Beautiful day, isn't it?" The woman nodded, her smile widening as she approached. Her eyes flicked to Leo, and for a moment he felt a jolt of something he couldn't quite name. Recognition, maybe, though he had never seen her before. "Hello," she said, her voice soft. "I don't think we've met." "This is Leo," Elena said, gesturing to him. "Don't mind him, he's a little shy." Leo bristled at the comment but said nothing. He didn't trust himself to speak, not with the way the woman was looking at him, like she could see straight through him. "I'm Sophia," she said, holding out her hand. "It's nice to meet you." Leo hesitated, then took her hand. Her grip was firm but gentle, her skin warm against his. He pulled away quickly, unsure of what to say. Sophia didn't seem to mind. She turned back to the pond, her gaze soft. "I come here every morning," she said. "The ducks seem to like the company." Elena smiled. "That's sweet. Leo likes animals too. Don't you, Leo?" He shot her a sharp look but said nothing. Sophia glanced at him, her expression curious. "Well," she said, "maybe I'll see you around." She walked away, her steps light and graceful. Leo watched her until she disappeared into the trees. The morning that night, Leo dreamed of the savannah. He was running through the tall grass, his muscles burning, his heart pounding. The lioness was beside him, her golden eyes glowing in the moonlight. She let out a low growl, a warning that sent a shiver down his spine. When he woke, the hunger was there, sharp and relentless. He paced the small apartment, his movements agitated. The cats watched him from the shadows, their eyes gleaming in the dim light. He could feel their tension, their unease. He needed to get out. The streets were empty, the city quiet in the early hours of the morning. Leo moved through the darkness like a ghost, his senses tuned to every sound, every movement. The hunger was still there, clawing at his insides, but the cool night air helped to calm him. As he turned a corner, he heard voices. He froze, his body tensing. Two men were standing in the alley, their backs to him. They were arguing, their voices low and heated. Leo didn't mean to eavesdrop, but the tone of their conversation caught his attention. She doesn't know anything, one of them said. She's just a pawn. That doesn't matter, the other replied. She's involved now. If she becomes a problem, we'll deal with her. Leo's heart began to race. He didn't know who they were talking about, but something about their words set him on edge. The men moved deeper into the alley, their voices fading. Leo stayed where he was, his mind racing. He didn't understand much about the human world, but he understood threats, and whoever they were talking about was in danger. The connection. The next day, Leo went back to the park. He told himself it was just to clear his head, but he knew better. He was looking for her. Sophia was there, standing by the pond with a bag of breadcrumbs in her hand. She smiled when she saw him. Back again? She asked. He nodded, unsure of what to say. She didn't seem to mind his silence. She handed him the bag, her fingers brushing against his. Here, she said, give it a try. Leo took the bag hesitantly. He scattered a handful of crumbs across the water, watching as the ducks swarmed to eat. Sophia laughed softly, the sound warm and inviting. You're a natural, she said. He glanced at her, surprised. Why are you so kind to me? Her smile faltered just for a moment. Why wouldn't I be? Leo didn't answer. He didn't know how to explain the things he saw in people, the fear, the suspicion, the wariness that hung in the air like smoke. But Sophia was different. She didn't look at him like he was a monster, and that scared him more than anything. The shadow as the days passed, Leo found himself drawn to Sophia. He would go to the park every morning just to see her. She would talk, and he would listen, her voice a balm to the turmoil inside him. But the shadow of the men in the alley lingered in his mind. He couldn't shake the feeling that she was somehow connected to them, that danger was circling closer. One evening, as he followed her from a distance, he saw her enter a small building on the edge of the city. A sign above the door read Meadow Haven Animal Shelter. He watched as she disappeared inside, her silhouette framed by the light. For a moment he hesitated. Then he stepped closer, his instincts urging him forward. Chapter 3.